The Safeguarding Social Cohesion workshop is extremely important in building communities' resilience against attacks such as terrorism attacks. I guess during COVID we've also seen the importance of communities being connected and being able to be united against external threats. So this workshop is really about bringing communities together to identify their strengths and build their resilience.
The aim of the workshop is to provide participants who represent a range of organisations with the skills, knowledge and confidence to prepare for a collective trauma event. It's also an opportunity for them to identify opportunities to network and collaborate with other agencies, because we know that collaboration before a crisis event or collective trauma event is more likely to result in collaboration during an event, which is for the benefits of affected communities.
So another outcome that we would like to see hopefully out of the workshops over the next 2 days is really building the capacity of the attendees to respond to collective trauma events, particularly in the recovery and response phase. As we saw in post-Christchurch attack, we had local organisations and mosques having to deal with very public outcries of grief and expressions of mourning, people laying down flowers, and how to manage that effectively is also part of the aim of why we're here today.
I hope to learn from this workshop, particularly with a focus on collective trauma events, how we could understand the experiences and learn the lessons from people who have worked with communities affected by collective trauma, and how to build social cohesion and build a more resilient community.
So it's important to do a practical exercise in any crisis training, and in this example to prepare for a collective trauma event for two main reasons. The first is that participants have different learning styles. So some people will learn best by listening, some people will learn best by writing, but some people will learn best by doing. And an exercise is an opportunity for people who learn best by doing to practice what they have heard and learnt in the previous day. The other reason a practical exercise is important is because during a crisis or collective trauma event, people are often highly stressed and affected by adrenaline, which means that they're unable to think clearly, and an exercise provides them with the opportunity to practice and think in a calm and non-threatening environment. So during an event, they have something that they have practiced and they can apply without having to think and make decisions in the same way they would if they hadn't had that opportunity.
The reason why we wanted to take this project regionally as well is because we've identified that regional communities have for a very long time been dealing with collective trauma events, and we wanted to ensure that we are also extending this to them to help them build their expertise and their skills, and to work more collaboratively and to strengthen the relationship between regional towns and our ability as government to assist them in recovery and responding to collective trauma events.
It's really helpful to have it in a regional area and do some of the training. It would have been great had I done an event like this a few weeks prior to the shooting in Christchurch, but of course we didn't know it was coming up. So what we get to do an event like this is to actually make connections with other people in the area who are going to be essential colleagues when it comes time to respond to a crisis. People that we know we can ring up and get advice from, almost rehearse some of the steps you might go through depending on the kind of event, whether it's a bushfire or flood or a terrorist event or whatever. Some of the responses are going to be similar initially. So to have a chance to talk through issues with people, share ideas, and perhaps most importantly get to know them by name, know where they work, and so you know who to ring.
It's our aim and hope that by running the workshops, they not only have the ability to build on their skill set, but also have the ability to reflect on their work.